So I'm Rob Lamb, I'm 54 and I'm a estates engineer. Before I started here, for about 7 years I hadn't done anything. I had a personal trainer 7 years ago, did a few charity expeditions and bits and pieces. I wasn't super fit, I was just fit enough to do what we'd signed up for. Pandemic came and I just worked constantly, living in my car basically, because I was working for the NHS, so I was out and about. So fitness wise, I doing no exercise at all apart from walking the dog a couple of days a week. That was about it really. Eating out of service stations, diet was bad and fitness wasn't good at all, to be honest. I thought I was feeling okay. So I didn't really, I knew I was putting on weight because the clothes were shrinking in my wardrobe. But other than that, I thought I was fine until 12 months ago, 11 months ago, when I was getting breathless and struggling with things. So, but up until that point, I just went into survival mode and carried on because I was working like too many hours, I suppose. I've done the typical yo-yo dieting. You know, I'd drop a couple of stone in a couple of months and then have Greggs for breakfast and put it all back on again fairly quickly. So up until I had a bit of a health scare before Christmas, and up until then, that's how it went really. I'd get told by the family to lose weight and I'd crash it off, you know, like 1,200-1,300 calories a day and drop it quite easily. But I wasn't dropping fat or making my fitness any better. I was just starving myself, I suppose. So I was working 12-hour days with 2 hours driving either side of it. I was in Manchester or Warrington or Birmingham. But I was out of breath, short of breath, and I was getting chest pains. So I rung the GP in November, thinking I wouldn't get an appointment for 3 months, like normal. I explained the symptoms and they said, no, come in. And 20 minutes later, I was sat in a waiting room having been told that I had a suspected heart attack and I had to go in and have tests. So it was a bit of a wake-up call, really. There was a bit of a delay getting started because I waited for health tests. I went in and had some health tests, got diagnosed with quite high blood pressure and angina. Kind of thought it'd go away, did the usual working man thing where I thought I'll be all right, I'll just diet a bit. Had a follow-up with a nurse. And the nurse basically said, you need to make some changes or you're not going to be here in 5 years' time. You know, you've had a warning and a narrow escape. And I'd seen your adverts, I'd seen the adverts of this place on Facebook. A couple of my mates had liked your adverts. Probably people in the same situation as me really, were looking for something to do but not knowing if it was right for them. So that was the big change, the nurse saying you need to do something. So the main changes for me, since I've been coming here, is sleep. I used to live on 3 or 4 hours sleep, waking up 3 or 4 times a night. If I don't get 7 hours now, I'm grumpy in the morning. Some people say I am anyway, but I've just got more energy. I look forward to the day and I've reset my routines. So it's my routines coming here. So I come here at the same time 3 days a week and it's just become part of my timetable now. And with that, my diet and everything's changed subconsciously, I think, without realising. I'm more aware of what I'm eating, of what I'm doing. So my stress levels are down, my sleep's better, but the biggest thing is my blood pressure's down. So what am I, 5 weeks into, 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, and they're talking about cutting my blood pressure medication in half now because I'm right at the very low edge of normal. So it's been a massive difference in a short time really. I was nervous when I first came here, but what I really enjoy about training is the people you're training with, because everybody's the same as me. And you think gym people are going to be ripped and look at you, but everybody's got their own story and everybody's the same. And I walked through the door on the first day thinking I can't remember where to go. And I think it was Coach M who met me, and she actually came outside. I'd never met her before, she knew my name, and every member of the staff was the same. And within an hour, everybody in the group who was with knew who I was. And there's no questions about your background or what you're lifting or why you're here. You're just one of the team as soon as you arrive. And that's really good. That makes it easy to come, I suppose. It's life-changing, it really changes what you're doing. Don't worry about being nervous for anything. You know, if anybody who knows me or you know somebody, you message them and they'll bring you in to show you around and come with you. It's almost like I'm in a buddy system because everybody says come in and everybody's in the same boat. And it's never too late to change. I've done it. I was on the warning I was going to get a big heart attack. And it's never too early to change before you get to places like I was and other people. So I would say it's the best thing you can do is to just reach out and step over.